So today's video is going to be my top 10 products under $10. I am a huge fan of drugstore makeup. I think you can find some really awesome products at a way cheaper price than shopping at Sephora or Ulta, and I love that. I love getting great deals and kind of bargain shopping. So today I'm just going to be showing you guys the products that I found throughout the years at the drugstore that work for me the best and that I pretty much can't live without. So the first product I want to mention is actually a chapstick, and this is huge for me because if you guys don't know, I am on Accutane right now, and that is drying out my skin like crazy. So my lips are always cracking and super dry, so I seriously have to apply lip balm like every 5 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. So I've tried out a few lip balms since I've been on Accutane, and so far this one is my favorite. It is the Vaseline Advanced Healing Lip Therapy. And I actually like this one better than Aquaphor. I know Aquaphor is like a cult favorite lip balm in the beauty community, but for me, I actually kind of found that it dried out my lips a little bit more. I don't know if that was just because I was applying it too much or what, but I actually found that it was kind of drying. So I decided to try this Vaseline one, and I absolutely love it. It keeps my lips moisturized, well, as moisturized as it could be right now since I am on Accutane, but it has helped immensely in kind of combating my dry chapped lips. The second product I want to mention is a primer, and it is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. And I've also been using this for years. I absolutely love wearing this under my foundation because it fills in my pores and makes my skin look so flawless right before I put on my foundation, and then my makeup ends up looking flawless because my skin looks good underneath it all. So this is a great alternative for the Benefit Professional. I think that one's around $30, so if you don't want to spend $30, then definitely try the Maybelline Baby Skin. I haven't found that it broke me out or anything, and I found that it worked just as good as the Benefit Professional because I have tried that one too. So my all-time holy grail favorite foundation in the entire world, I think even more than the MAC Pro Longwear, if you guys have heard me talk about that one too, but my holy grail of all time is actually from the drugstore, and it is the Garnier 5-in-1 Miracle Skin Perfector BB Cream. And I did a first impression on this foundation, I think like 3 years ago maybe, and I talked about how much I loved it and I was going to continue to wear it, and I've seriously been wearing it ever since. I've gone through so many of these little tubes of this BB cream, and I am in love with it. I don't know what it is about it, but I try so many other foundations, high-end foundations, other drugstore foundations, any kind of foundation, but I always end up going back to this Garnier BB cream. The two main reasons that I like this foundation is because of the finish that it gives my skin. It gives me kind of like an overall glow from within look, and it also doesn't crease on me. So I have an issue with creasing in a lot of my foundations where they crease heavily right here in my smile lines. This still does crease, but not as bad as other foundations, so that is another reason why I love it. The only downfall to this is that it only comes in 2 shades at the moment. So it comes in light medium and medium deep, and I have both of them. So if I'm a little bit paler, I'll use the light medium, and if I'm a little more tan, then I'll use the medium deep, or if I'm in the middle, I'll mix the two. But that is the only downfall to this. Next, I do want to mention one concealer, and it is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And it looks like this. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it, if not tried it. A ton of people say that this is a dupe for the NARS Creamy Concealer. I've never tried that one, so I can't give you guys a clear vision on if it is a dupe for it or not. But I just know that I love this. It has awesome coverage. You can cake this up on your face for as much coverage as you need, and it's not going to look heavy or cakey under the eyes at all, which is a big reason of why I love it. And it just leaves a really nice finish underneath the eyes or all over the face if you need to use it to spot conceal some different areas of your face. Some of my favorite blushes of all time are the Milani Baked Blushes. I've been using these for so long. I have 3 of the shades, but I think my favorite shade out of all of them is this peachy shade, and it is in the shade Coralina. And I absolutely love this, especially when I'm a little bit tanner. It looks awesome on tan complexions. It's just a really nice peachy corally color, and it also has a little bit of shimmer in it. So if you don't like shimmer in your blushes, then you aren't gonna like any of the Milani Baked blushes because they all do have hints of shimmer throughout all of them. So this is my favorite shade out of the bunch. I also have Luminoso and Dulce Pink, and I also absolutely love those, but I just tend to reach for this one more because I feel like it looks a little bit better on my skin tone. Unfortunately, so far, I have only found one highlighter from the drugstore that I really like. I found a few others, but I haven't really liked them so much, but the one I do like is the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick in the shade Radiant. And it looks like this. It reminds me of a Bobbi Brown shimmer brick, but without the expensive price. But what I usually do, so as you can see, there's a few different shades in this shimmer brick. There are some brown shades, some golden shades, a pinkish shade, and a white golden shade at the top. So what I do is I usually just mix these top 3 colors and apply it to my cheeks, on the tip of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. And as you can see, it gives a really nice glow to the skin. I love wearing this. One thing I will say is that it is a little bit chunkier than other highlighters on the market, but that's something that I don't mind as long as it still looks good on the skin, and it does, then I don't really mind that. But these are so cheap. I think this was $5 or $6 at Ulta. I also didn't mention Makeup Revolution is a brand that you can find at Ulta. This is the only thing that I've tried from their brand so far, but I really do like this highlighter. I do have one go-to eyeshadow that I always find myself reaching for from the drugstore, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. Mine is in the shade Amber Rush, and it's this really beautiful copper bronzy color. And I always find myself reaching for this if I don't know what I want to do with my eyes. I will just pop this on the lid, some brown bronzy tones in the crease, and I'm good to go. As you can see, I'm wearing it on my lids right now, and it just gives me a really bronzy, summery, glowy look, and I absolutely love it. I've also found that it is a dupe for the MAC Tan pigment. I'll put them side to side right here. So the MAC Tan pigment does have a little bit of a more metallic finish, but they are very similar in tones on the eyes. You can almost barely tell the difference between the two. But if I want this type of look without having to use a pigment, which can be kind of annoying if you're in a rush, then I always reach for this L'Oreal eyeshadow. It is so pigmented and it goes on so smoothly on the eyes. Even if you don't wear a primer underneath, it still is like bam pigmented. So it looks really nice on any skin tone, and I love this eyeshadow. Now for my lashes, at this point I think I've tried almost every single mascara on the market, and so far my favorite has been the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Mascara. And I think what I like about it is the brush applicator. It's really unique and something that I haven't found with other brands, but the brush is just slanted right here on this part of the brush. It's kind of slanted up, and that just helps you really brush through your lashes and make sure product is getting on every bit of your lash, which in the end makes them look more luscious and longer, which I really like. So I think it's the separating factor that I love about this mascara. It just helps them look more full, more wispy, more butterflyish, I guess. I don't know. I really like it. My go-to lashes are the Ardell Wispies. I just have this empty carton because I used my last pair on my eyes today, but these are just my go-tos if I don't know which lash I want to wear, if I don't know which lash is going to look good with the look that I'm doing. I will always pop on a pair of Wispies, and it always looks awesome. They are a little more on the natural side, so if you do want more dramatic lashes, then you probably will either want to double up on these or go with a different lash. But I find for me that I love the Wispies. They work for pretty much every look that I do, especially if I'm doing like a super bronzy, glowy look, which is pretty much what I always do. But these look good on clients as well. I always use these when I'm doing other people's makeup, and they pretty much look good on every face shape and eye type. So I have found that I love these, and I always go back to them, and they're super cheap. And you don't have to order them online like some other lash companies these days. The final product I want to mention to you guys are the NYX Liquid Lingerie Lipsticks. I'm just showing you guys this shade because I'm wearing it on my lips today, but I have a few other shades and I love these liquid lipsticks. They aren't too drying on the lips, which is what I find with my ColourPop liquid lipsticks. I find that those are a little bit too drying on my lips, and they kind of make me feel uncomfortable because of how drying they are, especially now that I'm on my Accutane. But these stay moisturized on my lips. If they do start to get a little bit dry, I will just pop some lip balm over the top and they will be perfectly fine. So you can find these at Ulta. I think they're selling NYX at Target now as well. And they're only $6, I think I paid for this, which is a steal. So if you don't feel like ordering ColourPop online or buying an expensive liquid lipstick, definitely try out the NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks because they're awesome, they're cheap, and they have a huge color range. So that's something I also really love. So that is all for my top 10 drugstore products under $10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you at my next one.